Welcome back, you guys. So at this point, after kind of going through that, you guys all know which type of funnel you're going to be focusing on. And so what I want to do now is I want to walk you guys through a process that I affectionately call funnel hacking. And this is like my favorite part of the business. Like, I literally buy stuff all day long because it gives me the ability to funnel hack people and find out what's working. And so I'm going to kind of explain the concept to you guys. I'm going to show you a couple examples of each of these types of funnels, and then hopefully give you guys the ability now to go out there and figure out how to do this game and how to really be successful easily. So if you master this piece of it, you guys, this will shave off 5, 10, 15 years of your learning curve to get successful really, really quickly. So funnel hacking. So a couple of things to kind of preface. Like, first thing, this is a concept I learned from Tony Robbins, and I'm a big believer in it. He says, if you want to achieve success, all you need to do is find a way to model those who've already succeeded. Makes sense, right? So I was thinking back in my life. When I was growing up, I wanted to be a wrestler, and so I started wrestling in 8th grade. So I was kind of older, getting started than other people, but I wanted to be the best. And so I went out there. I tried to find, like, who are the people that are super successful, like the coaches and the other athletes. And I went and I found those guys. I got to know them. I wrestled them. I modeled them. And in a very short period of time, I went from being a complete beginner to being a state champ to being an All-American and getting a college scholarship. And it wasn't because I was an amazing athlete. Like, you could ask any of my coaches or my teammates. I was one of the worst athletes on the team always, but I loved it and I was passionate about it. And I figured out, like, what are people successful doing? And I modeled them and I figured out how to do it. And so the same thing happened when I started my business. When I started my business, I was in college. My initial goal was not to try to serve people or help people. Unfortunately, I wish it was. My only goal is I wanted to make money. And so I got online trying to figure out how to make money, and I was looking around, and I didn't have a business degree. I didn't know anything about anything. All I knew is that there were people who were making a ton of money online. And so I found those people, I looked at what they were doing, and I just modeled exactly what they were doing. It's funny, if you see the very first actual product I ever created was this product called Zip Brand. It was a little software product. And I created it because there was this guy named Armin Morin who was a multi-millionaire online, and he had like 10 different software products. And I looked at it and looked at every one of the software products. The pages looked exactly the same. It was a long form sales letter with a picture of a software box, and it looked like all of them looked identical. So when I created mine, I was like, he's got like 6 software programs. He's making millions. I'm gonna make a software program. I made one, and then my page looked exactly like his. Like, I modeled it as close as I could, and that's how I became successful. It's like I found people who were successful, and we modeled it. And so the same concept's true, you guys, for sales funnels. You all know now which type of funnel you want to do. You know if it's a tripwire, if it's a webinar, if it's a high ticket. So now that you know that, I don't want you to go out there and just kind of walk blindly and just hope that, okay, I'm going to do a webinar to see if I can make one work, because that's where it takes, could take 6 months, a year, 5 years, 10 years to figure it out. Okay, that's when I got started, what I was doing a lot of times was kind of just guessing and stepping out there. And like the perfect webinar script that I give you guys in the book, like, it was literally me standing on stage in front of 500 people and like trying to pitch something, and nobody moves, and being humiliated in front of all these people. And like me, like cutting my teeth trying to figure out, like, why are these people not buying? What do I got to do? And like trying this and trying that, and doing all the hard work, and from that building out a script that's like, this is something you guys can model. It's the same thing here with funnels. There are people out there that have crazy successful funnels in every one of the markets you guys are in or you want to be in. And so the goal is not to kind of reinvent the wheel or try to be creative. It's to find out what's working, and then we can model it. This is something I like to share with people, because every time I talk about this concept, people always come back, but Russell, I got this idea. I'm going to try to do it this way. I'm going to try to do it this way. And I'm a big believer in this. This quote says, you can always tell who the pioneers are because they have arrows in their back and they're lying face down in the dirt. Okay? Now, I don't know about you, but like, especially if you're like a new new business owner, or a startup, or someone like, you don't have a ton of time and energy and money just to like test ideas and try to hope that things are going to work, right? I mean, most of us don't have that luxury. You got to be sure that you're successful the first time, or maybe the second time, as quick as you can, because eventually, really quickly, most of us are going to run out of cash and run out of abilities to grow. And so for me, I don't want to be a pioneer. I don't want to go out there and get all these arrows in my back and fail. I want to be the people that follow up the pioneers, the other people, because those are the ones that can be successful. The first time I ever really understood this concept, I was at a Dan Kennedy seminar, and this guy named Porter Stansberry got up to speak. And Porter he works for a company called Agora Publishing. Some of you guys may know Agora. They're a financial newsletter company, and they do almost, not quite, but just shy of $1 billion a year selling digital newsletters on finance. Like, crazy, almost $1 billion. And Porter, he runs the largest division at Agora. It's called Stansberry Research. And he got there, he was talking about the marketing they were doing. And it was really cool. He was showing the process and showing what their sales funnels look like and everything. And it was really cool. And I remember in the middle, he was talking and teaching, and then he kind of stopped, and he said, you know what's interesting? He said every single year there's people who come and they try to compete with us. They see that we're making hundreds of millions of dollars in all of our different divisions, and they want to compete. So they come in there and they're always trying to be smart, like, hey, I'm going to come and we're going to undercut their prices. They're at $50, we're going to be at $30. And they try to undercut everyone's prices. He said that, he's like, we've tested that. We know that you can't make your media profitable at $30. And they come and they test that and it doesn't work. And then they think, well, I'm going to make mine more expensive, and they try something else. And they try different upsells and downsells. And they try all these creative things to try to figure out how to beat Agora. He says, don't you understand? He said, we make almost $1 billion a year selling financial newsletters. We literally have hundreds of millions of arrows in our back. We've tested every price point, every upsell, every downsell, everything you can dream of. We have tested it. We know it works. He said, if you want to compete with us, you got to copy us. He said, because there's no way you're going to come up with something more creative than us. We've got the best copywriters, the best statisticians, the best everyone in the world working for us. The only way you can compete with us is to copy us. I remember thinking, like, wow, if I was getting the financial newsletter market, like, why would I try to make something up? Okay, and so this is the key, guys. Is you don't want to try to be creative and try to figure things out. You want to find someone that's already successful in the market or the business that you're either in or you want to be in. Okay, now a couple things to understand first. Like, one thing that's really key to understand is that in every one of your businesses, there's two types of competitors. There's your direct competitors and there's your indirect competitors. Okay, for example, with our supplement, we sell a supplement that helps people with nerve pain, right? And so anyone else who's selling a supplement that helps nerve pain are my direct competitors. Okay, and I'm guessing most of you guys know who your direct competitors are, right? So you know exactly what they're doing. So you can see them really, really easily. But it's important to look at what your indirect competitors are doing. And looking at that, because your indirect competitors a lot of times, like for our supplement, we found that like 80% of the people that were buying our supplement suffer from diabetes. So anybody else selling like diabetic products are my indirect competitors. So if they're selling diabetic testing strips or cookbooks or whatever, I need to know who those people are as well. So for you guys, you need to understand, you need to have a good lay of your market, like who are the competitors, who are your indirect competitors, and know who those people are. Okay. And after you find that, then you got to go and you got to funnel hack their funnels. Okay. And funnel hacking, it's a simple process. Basically, all I'm doing is I'm buying that person's product. Okay, I always tell people this, that the entrepreneurs, you got to be really, really good at pulling your wallet out of your pocket and pulling your credit card out and buying people's stuff. Okay, I do a whole presentation where we sell a course called Funnel Hacks that I talk in a lot of detail about this. But one of the biggest things that I talk about is like you can literally go and steal $1 million worth of somebody's testing and tweaking and all their ideas for like $100. Okay, and sometimes it's a lot cheaper than that. When we launched our supplement originally, I found this guy who was making about $3 million a month selling supplement, not to the same market we're in, but to, the same market, different supplements. It wasn't the same product, but to a different market, the same market, different supplement, I apologize. And they were doing about $3 million a month. And so when I was starting to build out my sales funnel for this, I got to figure out what he's doing. So I went and I pulled my credit card out of my wallet. I bought his product. I looked at what the process was. I looked at what his product was, the upsells, the downsells, the price points, everything. And then when we created our funnel, I didn't try to be creative. I said, he's selling this for this much, I'm selling mine for that much. His upsell is this, my upsell is this. And we just modeled it as close as we could because that guy had already spent millions of dollars figuring out what works. So why in the world should I go waste my time and my energy, my money, just gambling and hoping that things are going to work? And so funnel hacking is big. So what's key for you guys is to kind of figure out, you need to find funnels that are either in the market you're in or, like, for example, let's say, some markets aren't as sophisticated, so you might not be able to find a tripwire funnel for a chiropractor, for example, which is understandable. But maybe you can find a tripwire funnel for a financial planner, and they're different, but you can tweak those and make them work for your business. Okay, so it's important to find those. One really cool service we're coming out with that'll help you guys with this process. If you're, as we're doing this live, it'll be coming out within the next month. For those who are watching, a recording of it is probably live right now. But we're launching a new podcast called funnelhacker.tv, where basically each week I'm going to bring somebody on who's got a funnel that's making crazy amounts of money, and we're going to let the person who built it, they're going to let us funnel hack them and say, this is my landing page, this is my upsell, this is my and just like show everything. So each week we're going to show a new funnel. We're going to do tripwire ones, high tech, like tons of them. So it'll be a good resource for you guys to come look at funnels, and we're just going to have people open up their businesses, and so you can kind of see what they're doing, and then you can model it for whatever you're doing. So that's kind of the game plan. Now, for those of you guys who want to get started right now, though, or you're looking where do you find funnels to model? And there's a lot of ways. One thing I do is I go to Facebook and I go to all my competitors, all my indirect and my direct competitors, and I go to all their pages and I like them. And what happens when I start liking all their pages? All of a sudden, I start getting advertising showing up for those products. Okay, now for you guys, I don't know about you, but I love ads. I'm kind of a weird guy. Like my wife, it drives her crazy. We're listening to the radio and all of a sudden the commercials will come on and she wants to turn the radio. I'm like, no, like this is why we listen to the radio, for the commercials. Like this is where the money's at. And it drives her crazy. So I listen to the commercials and the music comes back on. I'm like, hey, you can change it now if you want. Like I love seeing the ads. You guys got to get good at loving to see the ads. So you go like everybody's pages, that your competitors, your indirect competitors, and all of a sudden you're gonna start seeing ads pop up everywhere. And so you see an ad pop up, don't be annoyed with it, don't like glaze by it. Like that's like an opportunity. Like this is someone giving you millions of dollars of data and research for free. You see the ad, boom, time to stop everything you're doing and let's go buy it. You click on the ad, you see what the landing page looks like, and you look at it. I always take screenshots of every single thing because I want to remember. I look at the thing and then I fill in the form, and I look at what happens, where did it take me, what email did it send me, what did the email say? Okay, now from here, what is it asking me to do? And I need to buy something, okay, I'm gonna buy it. Because I need to see the process, and I buy the product, and then I see what's the upsell, and I go as deep as I can in their funnel because every time I buy something, it might cost me a couple $100, but I usually get tens of thousands of dollars worth of data research instantly. So that's one big way, is make sure you're out there liking and friending and following all of your competitors, all your indirect competitors, because you're gonna start seeing the ads, you're gonna see what's working, and it gives you a really good model to funnel hack. The other thing I like to do well, and this doesn't work in all markets, but works in a lot of markets, there's a site called ClickBank.com, and ClickBank, we're here in Boise, Idaho. They're a local company here in Boise. And what's cool about ClickBank is they sell information products primarily. They're starting to branch into some other things, but the majority of their products are information products. And in their marketplace, they have over 100,000 successful sales funnels. They're all listed in there. It categorized based on what's selling the best and in each different market, each segment, which is really cool. So I can go to ClickBank.com, and literally they have funnels in almost anything you can dream of. This is one of my friend's funnels. He teaches people how to build chicken coops in their backyard. And I thought it was a joke when he first sent it to me. Turns out this is a really big market. And he created this little sales funnel up there. And again, I thought it was a joke. He showed me his PayPal statement. So he does about 12 grand a month selling plans on how to build chicken coops in your backyard. So literally anything you guys can dream of, you'll probably be able to find a funnel on ClickBank, even if you're selling chicken coops. So I go to ClickBank. At the top, there's a little button here. It says Marketplace. You click on that and boom, it takes you to their marketplace. In the marketplace, you can see it shows all 100,000 plus sales funnels. But what's cool is first off, it breaks it down based on categories. So if you're in health and fitness, here's all the health and fitness ones. Here's all the business ones. Here's all the, I don't even know the other categories, a bunch of other categories, right? So you do that, and then it archives them here in the marketplace based on what's selling the most right now. And so you look at that and say, I know this funnel works because it's number one in the marketplace, therefore it's making some money, okay? Now we don't ever really know how much money someone's making. There's some ways to guess though. So for example, this is the health and fitness category, which is one of the biggest categories on there. So they're selling a lot of stuff. But this number one product here, this is one that was number one as of today. It's called the Venus Factor, and it's a weight loss product for women. I don't know the guys that own this, but I have a friend who about a year ago, he had a product called Fat Loss Factor, and they made it to number one in the ClickBank marketplace. And when they were in the number one spot, they're making anywhere from $30,000 to $50,000 a day, every single day, like clockwork. And so I don't know what these guys are making. My guess is it's somewhere in that window. They're making a lot of money. Now, every category is not going to be that intense. The weight loss category is their biggest category, but there's survival, there's business, there's a ton of other things. And so just know that if it's on the first page, especially the top 3 or 4, it's working, it's converting, it's making a bunch of money, which means it's a good funnel to go and to funnel hack. Okay, so to funnel hack it, all I got to do now is step number 2 is I got to just buy their product. Okay, and so I went and bought Venus Factors. This is their sales process, you guys. Those 4 pages make 40 to 50 grand a day. Okay, it cost me $47 to see all that. That's how to buy it. Okay, so there's the first page. Then they have an upsell for $37, upsell for $79, an upsell for $19.95. That's it. Okay, so if I was going to go in the weight loss market, I would look at this. Now, I wouldn't just look at it like, for me, I'm intense. What I personally do is I go, and this is the video sales letter, right? I usually get that video and I hire somebody to go and transcribe it and write out, so I can see like how they're pitching this product. Okay, because I might not be selling the weight loss product, but if I can see how they're pitching this product, maybe I can make something kind of similar. I can model the presentation, right? Then there's the upsell, and excuse me, back here. So not only that, I'm trying to figure out like what is their actual offer. Okay, this is a big key. A lot of you guys are like, I have a funnel, I don't know what to sell. Well, if you don't know what to sell, again, if you do this funnel hack process right, find out like, what is Venus Factor selling, okay? And you go through the thing like, okay, well they're selling, there's an ebook, it's about an 80 page ebook. They've got 13 videos covering these 4 or 5 things. They've got this, and you figure out what the actual offer is, and then you don't copy them, but if I know that a site that's making 50 grand a day, that the actual product they're selling $47 is an 80 page ebook, 14 videos, whatever, for me, I'm gonna say my product needs to have an 80-page ebook, 14 videos, whatever. I'm just gonna model it. Okay, I'm making my own content, my own everything, but I'm gonna model the offer as close as I can because these guys have spent millions of dollars proving that this offer works. Okay, people ask me, how in the world are you successful almost every time you do one of these things? Because I don't guess. Okay, I find out exactly what's working and then we model it. I model, again, the price points. We're gonna model the look and the feel, everything there. Same thing with the upsell. I see the upsell, okay, the price point that's working, they've proven's work is 37 bucks. I need a $37 product. What should my offer be? I'm gonna watch the video, I'm gonna see what they position their offer at, and make something similar. Okay? And again, I'm not saying copy, I'm saying using this as a template for you to know what you're supposed to be building. Okay? Same thing here and same thing all the way throughout. And so that's kind of the process, you guys. I had someone who joined our coaching program about a month ago, and I showed him a funnel. It's a funnel I'm going to show you guys here in a minute. It's making $1.7 million a month in the survival market, and he's in the golf market. And he had the ability to model this one really, really closely. And I showed him, I'm like, you need to go and buy this and look at everything and model it. And so he went and he bought it, and then he messaged me like 3 or 4 weeks later. He's like, I bought the thing, but I don't even know why you told me to buy that. I'm not in the survival market. And I'm like, okay, this is a funnel. It's making $1.7 million a month. It's not in the survival market, but it's a tripwire funnel, just like the one you're trying to build in the golf market. Like, I get that you're selling golf and he's selling, like the world's coming to an end, but look at the process. Like, what's the price point? What does it look like? What's the upsell? What's it structured as? And so we kind of walked him through the process. And it's taken him a little while. He's a little slower kind of figuring it out. But I showed the exact same funnel to one of our other students who's in the gun market. And he went through and he tweaked it for his market, and boom, he modeled it really, really closely. Like, I'll show you the funnel here in a minute. But the tripwire was like a free credit card knife. The upsell is like a $20 a month survival newsletter and things like that. And this guy did it in the gun market. He made his tripwire is like these gun targets. His upsell is a $20 a month national gun membership site. So he's just tweaking it for what his market is, but he's modeling what's already proven to work. What price points, what actually fulfilling on what the offer is. Does that make sense? And so that's kind of what we're looking at. So you buy their product is the second step there. And the third step for me is I like to sketch out this funnel. So after I've got that, I say, okay, this is a $47 product, so it's gonna be $47. This is gonna be a $37 upsell, $37. And so I just like sketching it out. And now when I have that sketched out, there's my blueprint. Now I know exactly what I need to create to come and compete. Okay, excuse me. And so that's kind of what I do. If you come into our office, I've got whiteboards on all of our walls. Like, I'm obsessed with whiteboards. And this is what we do is we sit down, we map out, we funnel hack someone, we go through the process. I take screenshots, everything, we map it on the wall. Like, that's what they have. Okay, now we see it. Now I need to go and make my product. So theirs was this. So what's our offer gonna be? We're gonna have it be this. This is what we're gonna make different and kind of map out what that's gonna be. And then here's theirs. And we model that, and all of a sudden now we've got a blueprint for what we need to use to go and create our new sales funnel. Does that make sense? So that's kind of the game plan. You sketch it out, and after you sketch it out, now we got the ability to go, as we'll talk about in the next session, go into ClickFunnels and actually build this. But for right now, I want to walk through sketching this funnel out. Okay. So what I did for you guys last night is I went and I funnel hacked a couple funnels, and so I'm going to show you guys these funnels. I'm going to walk through what they're doing, why they're doing it, some of the psychology, just to kind of get the wheels in your head spinning on how I look at these things. But then it's going to be kind of on your own side to go out there now and find more funnels and funnel hack your own and kind of figure out which ones you want to model as well. Okay, so first what I'm going to show you guys is some tripwire funnels. Okay, so this is my tripwire funnel. I funnel hacked myself. And it was funny, last night I couldn't actually find the pages to this, so I had to rebuy my own product just to figure out what my upsells were. Okay, and so this is what the process looks like. On the front end, we have a free plus shipping product. It's my book. People, I think they pay $9.95 shipping and handling. If you look at the page, there's a countdown clock, a video, the block right here, and there's a whole bunch of bullet points underneath what's in it, and that's what the page looks like. And then when you buy the product, then there's an upsell. Now, I was showing Mike this last night because I found like a whole bunch of variations. We tested, I think we tested 6 different upsell downsell flows before this funnel actually worked. And so again, you funnel hack me, you save 5 or 6 times of trial and error that I had to go through. So for this one, so this one is a book teaching people how to increase their conversions. Then our first upsell is our traffic product. So for $197, they get our traffic product, shows them how to get traffic. Our next one now is our sales product, teach them how to get sales. And they say no to that, and then we drop down and offer a payment plan. So that's kind of our funnel. Now, a couple of things I want to, that I wish somebody would have told me 10 years ago that helped me out a lot. With something like this, one of the one of the things that we learned as we kept not doing the funnel right over and over again was I sold this at first, and somebody bought this book on split testing. So in my head, I was like, okay, they're interested in split testing. So I'm going to sell more stuff on split testing, right? Because they've already raised and I like split testing. So we made these upsells all about split testing, and guess what happened? Boom, like almost nobody bought. I was so confused, like why? They just told me they're interested in split testing. Why are they not buying this thing? I'm so confused. And I kept tweaking. We tried 3 or 4 variations of that, none of them worked. And finally, I had this like aha one day. I said, you know what? If you have an issue with split testing, you buy this book, even though the book hasn't showed up yet at your house, in your mind, you've solved that problem, right? I gotta fix my website. I buy the product. Boom, that problem's solved. Okay. And if my next episode is like, hey, I'm gonna show you some cool new ways to do conversion. You're like, but I just solved that problem. I bought this. My problem's already solved, right? They had an itch and they already got it scratched. And so what I started learning is that if you want your upsells to convert really, really well, the key is you can't sell more of the exact same thing. It does not work. Okay? You have to sell what's the next step in the process. Okay, so this one right here is here, I'm gonna help increase your conversions. Now they're like, boom, my conversion's taken care of, this is awesome. And then my next thing right here said, hey, thanks so much for buying the book. When you ship this out, it's going to help you learn exactly how to increase your conversions. But the next step people always ask me is, well, my conversions are increased, but how do I get more traffic? If I just had more traffic, this would be really, really easy, right? So in my mind, I'm saying, what's the next thing that they need? The next thing they need is conversion, is traffic, then I sell a traffic product. And we did that, and boom, this thing jumped to like 23% conversion rate instantly. Boom, just cash flowing in for us, right? So now they got traffic. Now in their mind, even though they don't have the product yet, in their mind, that itch has been scratched. Traffic's taken care of, I don't have to worry about traffic ever again, done. Okay, so what's the next thing? Well, if they have traffic, you got conversion, you got traffic, what else do you need? I need sales. It's the next thing in the process. And so you kind of build your funnel out that way when you're thinking about it. Okay, if you look at the weight loss guys, I funnel hack tons of those guys. What it's interesting is like usually on the front they'll lead with something like how to eat to lose weight, right? So someone buys that, now that itch has been scratched. The next thing is like I know how to eat now. What's the next thing? Well, now you need an exercise regime. Here's what you do for the exercise part of it. Okay, and then here's the next thing. So you look at like what are the pieces you're taking someone through to be able to give them the result you want. Does that make sense? Okay, so that's kind of how we structure this one. So for some of you guys, those of you guys who are in tripwire funnels, I want you thinking about this. Like, what's going to be your first thing here, and what are the next pieces? Now, one fatal flaw that a lot of people make when they're creating like tripwire like front end offers is they try to talk about a whole bunch of things. Okay, like a lot of times they say, here's my 36. Like for example, let's say for you, Becca, like here's 36 of my favorite juice recipes. Okay, the problem is like it's so big that it doesn't give you much room to go from there. Like what I found is best is to splinter off and take just like the best, the coolest, like the most interesting piece of it, right? We took out our split test, like that was like the most interesting part. Like for you, I would take out like just the Shrek shake. Like that's like this really cool thing. Like here's the shake that's like the most amazing thing. Let me show you just one thing. Like what's the one thing you're gonna get from this? If you stay around me for a lot, you hear me talk about it a lot. Like what's the one thing that we're talking about here? Like I don't want you to sell like 5 things or 6 things or 2 things even. Like what's the one thing somebody needs? And if you can figure that out, that's what makes really good tripwires. Here's the one thing you need. Okay, so that's our info product tripwire funnel. This is a survival credit card knife funnel. Okay, now this one's really fun to me. This is the funnel they have right now that's doing I think last I heard like $1.7 million a month. How many of you guys are like $1.7 million a month in extra income? Okay, in the survival market. So their tripwire, I showed you guys this earlier, their tripwire is this survival credit card knife. It gets somebody to raise their hand. And what's cool about this is a cool concept, is they take someone, they call it going from freemium to premium. Okay? If you look at how they did this initially, they're doing this credit card knife, and at first they were upselling a membership site, okay? Hey, thanks for buying a credit card knife for 20 bucks, I'm gonna give you access to our new membership site. And when they did that, conversions were horrible. Excuse me, it never did well at all. And they kept trying and testing a whole bunch of things, right? They spent millions of dollars getting arrows in their backs. And so we have an opportunity now to come back and just be like, oh, what actually ended up working? What ended up working for them is this is a free credit card knife. Then their premium says, hey, thanks so much for giving the free credit card knife. By the way, I've got this other knife that's really, really awesome. They call it the Hoffman Richter knife, which is a big knife they pay like $1 for from China. And it's this big, huge knife. It's like, if you want this big knife, I'm gonna send it to you for free. Like, how many of you guys want this big knife? And these guys got a little knife, like, yeah, I want a big knife, that'd be awesome, right? And it's like, okay, we'll send you this big knife, but we only send this out to people who are part of our association. And for $20 a month, you can join our association. When you join, I'm gonna send you this free knife. Boom, that was what made it magic for them. I think right now they've got like 50 or 60,000 people paying them 20 bucks a month through that funnel. And so that was key. So they went from freemium to premium, and that's how they got people from a physical product into an actual membership site, is by bribing them with something that was similar, just a little bit better, okay, which is kind of a cool funnel, or a cool concept. And then from there, they transition people to this other upsell. And this upsell, I funnel hacked this probably 20 times, and it's always changing. They're testing out different offers. One time it was like a food survival kit, like a 72-hour kit. This one right here is, I don't even remember this one is. Oh, like this battery kit, so that you can have unlimited battery power. And so they keep changing this out. I'm not sure which one's working the best for them, if they're running out of inventory, I don't know, so it kind of tweaks. But it's kind of cool to see that what they're selling is a physical product that's about a price point, I think about $100, that matches, again, this whole demographic, okay? So for you guys who are doing tripwires, this is kind of the process to start thinking about, okay, as you're kind of crafting this and kind of mapping out the pieces. Now in a minute here, after I go through the last two funnels, I'm gonna have you guys come back to your blueprint here. And obviously you're not going to be able to funnel hack while we're sitting here live, but I am going to have you guys go through and think about that. For your tripwire, I got a little spot for notes, like what would my offer actually be? Okay, the upsell, what would my offer going to be? And just kind of mapping that out as the best guess as you can, and then obviously afterwards go and funnel hack some people and tweak that and make it exactly what you're going to need. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys the other two, and then we'll come back and let you guys go and kind of fill that in for the funnel you're going to be focusing on. All right, so that is the tripwire funnel. And yeah, like I said, I'll have you guys kind of take notes. So this is the process I do when we do in our whiteboards on the wall. I map out, here's the funnel, and I take notes. Okay, what I'm gonna do, this is the price point, this is what the offer is gonna be, and I list out all those things that I know, all the knowns that I have about that page, and then all the knowns about this one, and now I've got a really good blueprint of this is what I gotta create. If I create this, chances are, I might not be an overnight success, but chances are maybe pretty dang close, okay? Because I'm following something that's already proven. So there's tripwire. Number two is the perfect webinar. And I know about, I think, 2 or 3 of you guys here are going to be focusing on perfect webinars. So this is kind of the process. These are a little harder not harder to funnel hack, but there's less steps in the process. There's not like upsell, downsell, things like that. But if you look at these, typically it works. There's a registration page. After that, someone sees a confirmation page. They show up at the webinar, and then you sell stuff. Okay. Now there's more pieces than that. There's email sequences and stuff that if you funnel hack me or if you funnel hack anybody else that I can show you guys, watch everything. Watch what emails they're sending. Watch, because all these pieces all tie into the funnel. Okay. All right. So perfect webinar. So this is an example of our funnel hacks webinar, and it's a very simple process. Page, they come here and they register for the webinar. Typically I do my webinars on Thursday because those convert the best for me. Which again, that's a concept you can funnel hack, right? Then, and what's cool is like different markets is different. Some markets, because people have trained people to get used to like Tuesdays or early in the afternoon or late at night, like in your market, find out what people are doing, because a lot of times people have kind of trailblazed those things for you and figured out for your market, this is the best time to do things, the best day or things like that. So you got that. After some registers, there's a welcome video. Now for here, if you watch my video, I give them homework. I tell them what to do. I have them go get a free trial account to our software, a bunch of things like that. And then from there, I do my webinar, which obviously you guys have the book. So if you want to funnel hack my actual webinar, the script's in here in the perfect webinar, and it shows you guys exactly how I structure and how we do our actual webinars. But that's the funnel. So these 3 pages right here, you guys, like I said, from when we launched Funnel Hack Webinar to now, it's been over $2 million. So it's worth going and just funnel hack it. The process works, right? When Liz launched her webinar, guess what she did? She said, hey Russell, can I funnel hack you? I said, yes, of course you can. And I just gave her my pages, and she looked at it, and then you look at her pages, like the look and the feel is almost identical. Instead of orange, hers are blue. Instead of my picture, she has her picture. Instead of my headline, she changed things out, but the process is the same. Okay, her webinar is almost identical to mine. If you looked at her webinar versus mine, you know she followed the perfect webinar script to a T. Like she did almost everything. The way she did her stack, the way she did her close, everything was the same as mine. It's just she plugged in her product instead of mine, and boom, almost overnight she's successful. Okay, so this is hopefully I'm re-emphasizing this enough how important it is, you guys, to find what's already working and just model it as close as you can. Because that's kind of how webinars. So again, same thing, after you do this, go out and map out the pages, the confirmation page. If you actually go through my webinar funnel, which I recommend you do, because it would be good for you guys to buy my products and to be sold. No, but really, if you do a couple cool things, this is kind of the surface level stuff, but it gets deeper. When somebody registers, between registration and them watching the webinar, they get 3 different video pages. I'm gonna hint towards this stuff, but you guys have to go out and actually find it on your own, okay? I want you guys doing some spy work to find it. There's 3 videos that I give people between the time they register to the time the webinar happens. I call it an indoctrination sequence. It gets them prepared for the webinar, gets them more likely to buy. Okay, those are the things when you're building this out, if you're looking at my process, look at the emails, look at the pages I'm sending people. What am I doing before the webinar? What am I doing after the webinar? How am I getting people to buy who don't show up at the webinar? What am I doing? If you look at that whole stuff, you guys, then you've got your blueprint, a perfect blueprint that you can just fill in the blanks with what you're doing. Okay, I had some of you guys know John Asseroff. He was on the TV show the movie The Secret, and anyway, I talked to him at an event, and he's like, yeah, I've got this new funnel we put out that's just crushing it, and it's tons of money, and I was like, oh, cool. I was like, what's the main website? And he told me the main website. I'm like, oh, cool. And then like that night I run to my room. I'm like, all right, quick, funnel hack it. Boom, I like register for the thing. First email came in to my Gmail. I set up a special folder and I filtered all emails coming from his email address into that thing. And boom, I saw the entire email sequence come through. I went through every single page, went through every single thing. And like within a week, I had every single thing he'd spent insane amounts of time thinking through it and figuring it out and figuring out, testing stuff. And I just got it for free. It didn't cost me anything. Okay, because I'm always doing this. So for you guys, it's like, I don't know, I feel like I'm a spy or something. I'm going through, but it's totally legal to do. There's nothing unethical about it. People, it's out there for you to look at. And my big thing, don't be unethical. I don't want you or anyone like it drives me crazy when people like take my PowerPoint slides and they steal images. Those things drive me crazy. Like, don't do that. You're not stealing images or copy or anything. You're modeling the process. That's the key. The look, the feel, the price points, all those elements that they've proven that works, and you plug it in with your copy, your product, your things like that. But again, there's so many pioneers that have gone ahead of you guys, okay? Again, 12 years I've been doing this. 12 years I've gotten so many arrows in my back. And you guys can go out there and try to trailblaze it on your own, or just model me, model other people, model people in your market who've already done that. There's no reason for you to go and try to reinvent the wheel at this point. So that's kind of fun. All right, and then the high ticket funnel. This is kind of the funnel where we sell our more expensive stuff. So this is the way we do our funnel. It's kind of a 3-step funnel. Garrett White, the one I showed you guys a little earlier today, he does a 4-step, and it's just one extra step, and it's kind of a cool thing. So, but this is how mine works. The initial page, I lead with a video testimonial from somebody, like a case study video of somebody else talking about how great I am. Okay, the worst thing the biggest thing that drives me crazy when people are selling high ticket coaching is they get online and they talk about how great they are and then ask you to give them money. Like, it seems slimy to me, I don't know. So I like having someone else talk about me because it's like an indirect referral. So all of a sudden Tony Robbins or Liz or whoever I got a video of, I think I have 12 different versions of this page. I have just a different video on each page. The rest of the page is identical, but just a different video on each one. We drive traffic to there. Tony says, Russell's awesome. This says, click here to apply. They click to apply. And then next step here is I have a video that I want them to watch while they're filling it out, which is just a whole bunch of people talking about the results they got through our coaching. Because right now, if you think about the psychology, someone came in, they're kind of nervous, and they start the process, and they come in, they're like, okay, there's a big long form I got to fill out, and they're kind of nervous, and I want to give someone confidence that this decision they're going to make to fill out this form and click submit, that it's the right decision. And so I'm trying to take away all the fear and nervousness from them. And so we have a video here, and this is the long video, but it's got a whole bunch of testimonials, people just talking about their process, how well it went, what happened. So they watch this video, and then there's an application here where they apply. And after they apply, they click submit. Then the last step here in mine is I have a homework page. And this homework page is pre-selling all the people who then are going to get on a call with one of my salespeople. And so they watch a video here of me, the guy that made this video got me crying my eyes out, but a video of me telling my story about when my wife and I, when we couldn't have kids, and there was a business owner who put themselves out there and got on Oprah, and we found out about them. We were able to go to their clinic, and the gift that we got, because they were willing to market their business, we got twin boys from that. And I share this story, and I talk about how for me, like my superpowers, I can't go and teach people jiu-jitsu, or I can't teach people how to do shakes. I can't do those kind of things. Like, you guys all have superpowers in what you're doing. My superpowers, I can help people get their message out to more people. I talk about that in this video, and I just kind of share a really true personal video about myself. And I think for all of you guys at this spot, like the homework page, this is the first time that they're really talking to me directly, and I'm just telling them why I love them, why I care about them, like why I'm here to serve you, because it means that much to me. And it prepares them for when they get on the phone. And I can't tell how many people have, like Simon Cryer, big tough guy, lives down in Australia. He said that he's like, filled with application, saw your video crying, and I knew I was spending some money. Like, he's like, I wanted to be closer to you. I wanted to, like, whatever you had, I wanted it. And it gives you the ability to be really real for yourself. So making videos of yourself, I know it's scary. It was really embarrassing for me to like cry on camera and let alone show it to thousands of people. But it makes you real and makes people believe you. So that's kind of what my coaching funnel looks like, okay? And so you look at, if you're building a coaching funnel, boom, video success story of someone that's had success through your system. A video here of case studies of what's happening, and then your homework page where Again, I show them a video kind of explaining why I love them, why I want to work with them, and then give them some assignments to do, which is basically go watch some videos and get prepared for the call that's going to happen. And so that's kind of what our funnel looks like, our coaching funnel. Okay? So again, if you're going to be doing a high ticket funnel, look at mine, look at some other people's, map them out, and then write the notes. What do I need? I need to get Julie's testimonial video done. I need to have this. Over here, I need to get blah, blah, blah. Here, I need to make a video myself. You got the process. Now I can funnel hack that and go and actually build it out. Cool? All right, so that is kind of the process how we funnel hack. Now I know you guys, you haven't had a chance to go out there and actually funnel hack yet, but I know that hopefully from what I shared, you got some ideas and things kind of going through your head, right? So I want you guys right now in your blueprint, take it out, and earlier on step number 2, you picked which funnel you're working on first, either Tripwire, Perfect Webinar, or High Ticket. So what you guys right now is come over here and whichever one you picked, grab that one right now and then kind of take notes as what you've been thinking about. Like my Tripwire is going to be this, or my webinar is going to be like this, and kind of map out for each step in that funnel, just the basic notes that you have on top of your head of what that funnel is going to look like. And I want you guys to do that, capture that right now while you're while it's top of your mind. So do that right quick, and then we'll take a break after that.
All right, so what I got out of this thing from funnel hacking is I'm going to try to do a trigger funnel. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a shake we have right now, and we have samples for it. We have samples for the shake. And I'm going to put 5 of the different flavors together and then put a week's supply of those together and sell those for like $40. And then, because they'll lose weight if they drink the shake, they'll end up losing weight, 3 or 4 pounds maybe. Then I'm going to upsell them into one of our workouts. We have a workout called 10-Minute Trainer that basically they can get a pretty good workout in just 10 minutes a day, and that produces another level of faster weight loss for them. And then I thought, well, then we have a package I can put together that has a bigger workout, more stuff, got some bands and things like that, and then a full month supply of the shake. So then I can upsell them to the shake because we offer 100% money back guarantee. So then I can get them into buying the bigger package, which is about $169. And if I can get the videos done properly and everything in the sequence, I think that'll work pretty good. And then I thought maybe because we have a thing called Get Paid to Lose, and because you can get paid when you become a distributor with our company, so I could probably upfront the business opportunity after I get them through the process, realizing that when you're working out and people start noticing you're losing weight, they're going to start asking you what are you doing to lose that weight, or if you start getting more energy, then I'm going to sit there and tell them, well, now you can get paid when you tell those people what you're doing. So I'm going to try that. I think that would be pretty cool.
And I chose the Tripwire, and people I have found want to eat healthy, they just don't know how. And so what we're going to do is put it together in a jumpstart guide to teach them how to get started in eating healthy. Being healthy shouldn't be rocket science, right? Then we're going to upsell them into a $97 detox program to teach them how to flush out all the toxins and improve their health from there. And then from there, we're going to go to a membership continuity program.
So we chose to do the Tripwire because we think that it's going to be important to help people get the product into their hands first and foremost. So our initial sell is going to be teaching them about their soil and have a guide to teach them about their soil a little bit, because most people don't understand what needs to happen there. The second is going to be to sell them Soil Pro to get a gallon or 2 or whatever it is. And the upsell, I think a lot like the neuropathy support supplements, things like that, is going to be to sell them more bottles so that they can have a loading phase on their lawn or their garden or trees, saving a tree, iron blight, all that stuff. So that's what we're going to do.
And so out of the gates, what we're doing with like low testosterone, it's the Perfect Webinar funnel is the best way to go, because we're able to put together a quick quiz that somebody can take online, and they can see if they've got belly fat, if they're not strong, if they feel depressed. And that's a lot of folks. And so they fill out the quiz, and then we're able to actually invite them onto the webinar. And so from there to the webinar, the Perfect Webinar at the end, we stack it basically with what's provided for them, but we don't actually put the prices on that webinar. Because what we want to do is for people to see exactly what we're providing and then apply. And once they've applied, we can put them into a specific coaching program. So we've got single mothers, we've got Ironman triathletes, so a lot different protocol for those individuals.
So I'm putting together the perfect webinar funnel, really how to leverage G+, Facebook, and YouTube for maximum exposure to get maximum exposure to your ideal client. So that's going to be the title of the webinar. We'll run this webinar. We'll have a confirmation page. The confirmation page will have a add to my calendar button on it. That'll drive them to the webinar with the reminders. I'm going to have an application at the very end of the webinar that's really geared towards my specific avatar. So really to kind of sort and sift the people that we want to attract, and there'll be a three tiers of offers after that application. So that's what we're going to roll with.
The end goal for me is to have agents join my brokerage, especially the ones that I'm looking for, the ones that fit the perfect demographic. And so I feel like the tripwire is the best way to get started because it starts building a relationship. A couple of the ideas that stood out to me right off the bat would be something that wasn't really intrusive, like a personality quiz or a real estate marketing analysis. And then after that, whether it be a webinar or just a video series where they can become familiar, and then also just staying in front of them with an email marketing chain, I think that would be really the way to go.
With our funnel, basically what we do is we start them with obviously a landing page where we invite them to the free webinar. We do the confirmation. What I'm going to add in that we don't have is the email intensification sequence, where basically what we'll do is get them excited about the webinar videos, either from me or from patients that I've had the opportunity of working with and helping. And then we do the webinar. During the webinar, we invite them to work with me. And they start with an initial test. It's a diagnostic test that they can do. They do that, and then once they've paid for that test and we've done the interpretation and initial consult with them, then they can buy supplements through me and personal coaching.
I had several ideas on a bunch of these, but I think the first thing would be the tripwire funnel. I have a new book that I'm going to be coming out with. It's called Jiu-Jitsu for Life, and it's basically this whole funnel is geared towards beginners, and Jiu-Jitsu for Life is kind of a philosophical book on how beginners can come into martial arts and actually survive to get their black belts in Jiu-Jitsu, because it's a grappling martial art that requires a lot of contact, and so this would help brand new people to be able to survive in that. And what we would do is we would do a shipping and handling kind of situation for the free book, give that away, and then we go right on in, as an upsell, go right on into the 25 things that all brand new people need to know that they might be getting in their school, but not the real details of how to make them work in class, how to make the move work in class. And then I thought we would go up another level. It would be $37 for the specialty videos right there, and then we would go up to $197, and I would then heap on all of the videos that I've ever done. I think that I just have sitting around, and they can have those, and there's quite a lot of them. But I would also include a new video series that I'm doing for them as well. That's like on lapels. That's a gi situation. We wear the gi, and I think it's quite innovative, and I think they would like that, and that would be for $197. And then the last one would be maybe an opportunity to get into an inner circle kind of situation where they can come to my school for a week or something like that, where a free webcast, they can get on the webcast. Or I just don't know quite how to finish it right there. This was off the top of my head, but I think it's just that last little piece is probably come to my school for a week, $4,000 or $5,000 or something like that.
I'm doing the high ticket funnel. Really simple. I'm just going to have a testimonial page that's going to be a case study from one of my clients who's done really well on Facebook and the Google Display Network. Then I'm going to go straight from there to an application page where they're going to fill in just a small questionnaire. And then after that, I'm going to go straight to a homework page where it's going to be 2 or 3 videos that build up my product, build up the brand, and show them kind of what's possible with expanding your media or like growing a company based on winning Facebook campaigns. Really open their eyes. I think from there, I'll have my guys contact them and then close the deal.
So as far as our funnel, I think we're going to do the tripwire. And the first thing we're going to do is a free plus shipping offer. And then we'll get them into a continuity program. And then after that, maybe an upsell into like a complimentary cream or something like that. And then the one place that we've been messing up is we need to have an email sequence that goes out after they buy the pills.